Happy Wednesday, everyone. A few announcements first. This week, it appears we're still in lockdown, or they won't allow churches to meet, or we've not been given free reign to meet. So we'll be recording the service for everyone. And this week is a special treat in that we're going to honor our graduates and bless them. So they will be a part of the recorded liturgy. So I do hope you'll take the time to be a part of that and congratulate Sloan and Claire and Jacob. They've been acolytes in the EYC. They've helped with all sorts of missions and outreach and have been a central part of the life of the church. And so we're going to bid them farewell and give them our blessing. So other than that, Notes from Patmos won't go out today, I've changed that to go out on Saturdays instead of sending y'all 2 emails a week. Just one, so notes will be going out Saturday, and it'll have all the links, relevant links for the Sunday's liturgy. So with no further ado, we'll begin with that, with the reflection for today. Now, so we're in still in Matthew's 6th chapter, sort of right after the Sermon on the Mount, and he's been telling us, proscribing things. Don't do this, don't do that, don't pray as these people do. And then we have something, don't lay up for yourself treasures on earth where moth and rust consume. And then we have something that I think about a lot, the sound eye. The eye is the lamp of the body. So if your eye is sound, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is not sound, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness? So there's this idea of the nous. It's a old Greek word, N-O-U-S, which translates to the soul, the conscious, however you want to do it. It's an old theological term. And I love it. I'm looking into a camera lens right now, but it looks at the soul as the window of the body. So here, we're not really talking about the eye, eyeball, but this lens, nous, being the window that lets light in. And the camera lens I love because it's a beautiful thing, and when it's clean and crisp and clear and you use it correctly, it really captures beautiful things. It captures light in wonderful ways. It transmits images perfectly, and when it's not, it's bad, right? And so that coupled with with this idea, and I love this story. There's an ancient king. I won't go into the whole thing. I'll salt it down to its essence. But an ancient king he did an experiment. So he found an evil person in his kingdom, and he found a good person in his kingdom. And he told the evil person, go find a good person. The evil person went out, and he said, my lord, there are no good people in the kingdom. Then he sent the good person out. He said, find an evil person. And the good person went out, and he said, my lord, there are no evil people in the kingdom. So we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. I'll say that again. We don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. That's the idea of this nous, the window, the eye of the soul, the window of the soul, the lens of the soul. We see things as we are. So if we are filled with darkness, if we're filled with bitterness and jealousy and envy and lust and wrath, then that's the way we see everything. And not much light gets in. But if we're filled with virtue, with humility and patience and kindness and light and love, then that's the way we see everything. So there's a hard lesson in that imagery. The idea is to clean the lens, clean the camera lens, clean the optic also. The light of God fills our soul perfectly, without distortion, without blurring, without darkening or dampening. Now, how do we do that? That's an act of the will. You might be the evil person that said, my Lord, there are no good people. But it starts off knowing that thinking everything is bad, thinking everyone is bad, thinking bitterly, jealously, critically, all those dark things. It starts with confronting that and knowing that's not the way things are. That's the way we see things. We see things as we are. And praying about that. And trying desperately to replace that with virtue, with humility. Trying to replace pride with humility, or bitterness with charity. Those kind of things. And slowly and surely, day after day, week after week, the lens clears. And then we're changed, because the light that comes into us is pure. It's not distorted. It's not deflected. It's not taken up by the dirt and the grease on the lens. And the way we see things changes because we change. But it comes through prayer, and it comes through acts of the will where we strive really hard to change the way we see things. To see things as they are, not as we are. Right? So, and that works in all kind of ways, whether we've been wronged and see ourselves in bad ways, or whether we've done wrong and see others in bad ways. The nous, the eye is the lamp of the soul. We have to clean that off and let the beautiful, beautiful rays of God's love and light project within us. So remember the contest of the ancient king, or his experiment, that we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. And that we have a nous, an eye to our soul, a lens that where God's light comes in. That's the lens being our soul. And it has to be clean and perfect and pure. And we do that through awareness. We do that through prayer. We do that through act of the will, where we replace vices with virtue. So that's a challenge today, that you all should have that in about 35 minutes, right? So by tomorrow's talk, we'll all have a perfectly clear nooses. I don't know how to the plural of that. Somebody that speaks great Koine Greek or whatever is going to come and get me, but it's a lifelong struggle, and the lens, the nous, gets dirty in different ways as we go through life, but it's a practice we must undertake and keep at the forefront of the spiritual life. So I hope everyone has a good midweek. You've made it this far, so you only got a couple more days to the weekend. So God bless us all, and God bless you all. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Tried to see it clearer, but my breath fogged up the glass. And so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I've been saying